Morning, everybody. This is your teacher, Dr. Erin Hodges, and I'm explaining what I learned in my online CTLE course, and this is what I'm going to be turning in for my presentation. So I'm going to talk about the tools that I'm going to be applying in my new beautiful course, and this is going to be for Stat 3311, and I'm actually going to be doing it from scratch, so that'll be very nice. So some of the tools that I'm going to be applying, some of which I've used before, some of them I have not used. What I'm using right now is called Explain Everything, and this is a beautiful thing. I think it costs $2.99, and I'm using it on my iPad. I actually use a stylus to do this. You can write on there, and you can also bring in a file from Dropbox or a couple of other places. I usually use Dropbox, and you can write on there, and that's pretty good. Oops, I forgot to cross my H. I use this for solving problems. And usually I'll get a question about a certain problem, and I'll just bring that up and solve that. Very often, students are concerned about a certain problem. They'll either send me a video, or a question via email or message. They don't want anybody to know that it's them asking. So I'll say, oh, I got this really good question from several different people, and this is what I want them to see. And I'll go through it step by step, and the students really love it. Typically, I put it up on YouTube, but now that I know about MediaSite, I'm going to start using MediaSite. So that's going to be my go-to from now on. That's really good. And not that there's anything wrong with YouTube. It's just kind of goofy to put your own problems up on YouTube. So that way it'll be within the course. Not everybody in the whole world can see it. Then the next thing I'm going to use is Camtasia. And this is actually something that I buy and pay for, but I like it. It's a video editing and recording program. I like it a lot. I've used it for years. I have it both in Windows and Mac. I prefer the Mac version. Again, that's because I prefer Macs. Pretty easy to figure that one out. But I like that, and I like the editing tools on the Mac. And so that's the one I use. Let's say if I'm showing them how to download a program off the internet or do programming stuff, I find that that works very well with Camtasia. So that's what I use for that. There's some freeware that you can use, but it's not as effective, I found, as Camtasia. Okay, so the noises you hear in the background, I'm actually at home doing this. So this is a real live, my own real live studio. Okay, let's see. And, of course, what I'm going to be doing a lot of is Zoom. Okay, and if you do this, if you use Zoom in the farmyard, what's it called, of course? Zumba. That's funny. Okay, so what are we going to be using Zoom for? We're going to be using Zoom for virtual office hours, of course. We're going to be using Zoom for group projects, something I've never done before. I've always said I was going to, and I never got around to it. And one other thing, one of the Magna videos I was looking at talked about doing formative assessments, and I had this idea about doing a small formative assessment, and those are just little ones that have they're low stakes, not high stakes, and randomly assigning two students together, and they have to and giving them a small problem, and they have to one solves it and has to explain the solution to another one, and videos it using Zoom, and then returns that to me, and I just give them a grade. Again, it's not worth a whole lot of points, but that would be just a problem. Let's just call that problem explanation. And I think that would be really useful. So that's my current plan for this semester. As I mentioned, this class is going to be built from scratch, and I hope it goes really well. And thank you very much for the opportunity of going to your class. I thought it was wonderful, and thanks again, and see you soon. Bye.